Hi, I'm Pinquin402, aka Taylor, and today I'm going to be talking about the best board games ever, part 3. I apologize. Oh, I messed up on my hair and here's what I said. Uh, I was supposed to do this video last week, but my laptop would not charge, and right now I have it on extension cord trying to charge. I'm very much a procrastinator, but that comes with medical issues causing that. But I digress. So, without further ado, I'd like to begin. Also, Twister will not be on here because I don't consider that a board game because it's just a mat. So yeah. Starting off with my first one. Uh, Guess Who. Now, Guess Who? I didn't own Guess Who as a child. We just had it at my school when I was in fifth grade. My fifth grade teacher had it in her classroom, and anytime we had recess, that where we could after lunch, if we couldn't have recess outside, we would go into our classroom and have recess there. Because if the weather was bad, raining, storming, whatnot, snowing, whatever it was, and so we would have the uh so we would play Guess Who. Like she only had one Guess Who game, so like you had to fight over who got to play it, and I didn't really get to play it a whole lot, but I loved it. I love Guess Who. Guess Who is amazing. I and like the whole premise of the game is that you play is that you have a card, and then your opponent has to guess who you are by asking a series of yes or no questions. Like, does your person wear a hat? No, so they take off all the ones that are wearing hats. That's just how it is. My number two is uh, a game that I absolutely love, and I talked about it last week. I mentioned it last week in the preview. Shoots and Ladders. I used to play Shoots and Ladders as a kid. I think I had it, or I may have had it at school. But I remember that being a lot of fun. And the thing I remember most about that game was, uh, it wasn't the game itself. It was SpongeBob. SpongeBob had if you remember, there was an episode of SpongeBob where Patrick and SpongeBob are playing. They're playing the underwater sea version of Shoots and Ladders, but it was like escalators and snakes. So yeah, it's kind of weird, but I remember watching the episode thinking that's really cool because it reminds me of Shoots and Ladders, and Shoots and Ladders was such a great game. You just didn't want to go down the chute. Yeah, and it was so much fun. I remember playing it as a kid in elementary school, and it just brought back so many memories for elementary school me. So yeah, number three is a game that that I didn't get to talk about last week because I forgot about it when I was looking back at some of the stuff that I have on my computer of like old toys and games that I grew up with. Uh, this one popped up and it was Operation. Operation has been around for years, and I absolutely love Operation, but it's so difficult and it's so frustrating. And it's like the royal family. They don't. Uh, Fun fact: royal family is not allowed to play or accept any Monopoly games because it can cause fights within the family and cause discord. Well, that's what Operation does with me. It causes me to get frustrated and upset and mad. So I don't play Operation that often. Plus, I don't have it. I think we used to have it when I was a kid, but I just remember if you hit that metal part with your tweezers, make that noise, and I'm like, what man gets like all that gets a rubber band stuck in their body? Like so many things that this guy got stuck in his body. I'm like, how does that get in there? How were you like on some like show like Wild Boys or the other show? I won't say his name, but were you doing something like they do, like Johnny Knoxville does? Were you trying to be like Johnny Knoxville and do something stupid? I mean, I love Johnny Knoxville. Don't get me wrong, but that was just crazy. But yeah, Operation is amazing, and it's one of it's like the game. Like if you get so frustrated, you just flip it over, you just flip the game over, and you just shake out all the contents, and you're like, oh, I won. Yeah, it's a great way to cheat and make your friends mad and get yourself frustrated, like I do. And then my final last one, I saved this one for last. I mentioned it last week because I do have a story behind this one. So, talking about Candyland, and I have a funny story. So, a lot of you may or may not know, but last summer, the summer before, I worked at a residential summer camp, and I loved it. This year I couldn't do it because of coronavirus. I didn't have coronavirus, but because of the threat of coronavirus and Oklahoma seeing like spikes in cases, I guess they felt like it wasn't safe to have kids or staff there. So I'm not working there this year, but I'm hoping to be able to come back next year. But two of my coworkers that I became friends with, one of them I knew a lot longer because she was there. We both started at that camp at the same time, and we were in our staff building during training last year. We were taking a break, and we were wanting to play a game. And me and my two coworkers, one of my coworkers found in our little storage container. I don't know what you'd call it. It's one of those like uh, cabinets that has like the pull out cabinet, pull out drawers, and it's got like two pull out drawers, and then the cabinet doors, whatever you would call it. I forgot the name of. I don't know the name of it, but she found like three or four versions of Candyland in this drawer, and she pulled them out, and we were like, which version do you want to play? Which version do you guys want to play? And we all thought about it. We were like, why don't we just utilize all the versions? So we took all the versions because it wasn't just one version of Candyland and then like four of those one version. No, it was like four different versions of Candyland, and so we took all of those different versions of Candyland, like three or four of them, put them together, and people were looking at us like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "We're playing Candyland." With that many words, I'm like, "Yeah, it's so much fun." And then uh, if you remember Candyland, if you get a card, like, because you draw cards, and whatever cards you get, that's where you're supposed to go, where you're supposed to move your player. Well, if you get one of those special cards that had like a cake on it, or like a piece of candy, or some sort of uh, item on it, you go to that location. Well, we made up a rule that said if you drew one of those cards and you'd already went past that board and you drew it, you had to go back. You had to go back because that's kind of how it is in the game, anyways. And I was winning at one point in time, and let me remind you, I am an Aries. Aries tend to be competitive, and I am very competitive. I hate to lose, and love I love winning. But I'm not a sore loser, by the way. So what I did was drew that card, and I was already past that spot and onto the new board. And so I was like, I already went past it. I need to draw a different card. I fought this for like 2 minutes, trying not to have to go back. And one of my friends was like, I had to go back, so why don't you go back? Just go back. I had to go back, and I'm like, but I don't want to. We already went past. I can't go back. And she's like, yes, you can. Just go back. And then finally, I gave in and went back, and I lost, and I was not happy about it because, like I said, I hate to lose. I'm a very competitive person. Anyone who knows me knows that I am very competitive, and I hate losing, and I hate playing any video game or bowling against people because I used to bowl. I hate doing any of that against people who don't who cut who like don't want to compete. That what I'm trying to say is that they don't they expect me to give them the win. I'm not gonna let you win. I hate those people that like want you to let them win and stuff. I hate playing video games or bowling against people like that. If you want to beat me, you gotta work for it. I make you work for that win. I'm just not gonna hand you that win. And so when playing that Candyland game, I got really mad and upset because I lost. I lost and I had to go back and I was winning and my two friends were hoping that I would lose something that I would have to go back and they got their hopes came true. I lost. I had to go back and I was not happy about it. So yeah, post in the comments below what your favorite board game is and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with that notification bell because next Friday I'm going to be talking about the best card games, and that not only includes card games like Uno, but also like using the bicycle cards. If you guys know what I'm talking about with the numbers and the kings, jack, queens, all of that. I'm talking about those cards as well and playing different games with those cards. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with that notification bell. Bye!